Hey guys, it's me Chandra again. So today's video we'll do the preparation guide for Changli. I know this is a little bit late because I'm pretty busy with PGR, but yeah, as usual in here I will cover like how the kit works, the build, team comp, and etc, something like that, all about Changli. And let's get started. And let's start with material. As usual, I will just show you all the material that she needs, and always big thanks to Devil Takoyaki. So before we move to her kit, let's understand actually what is the role of Changli. Some people really confused, so I want to clarify. If you're really confused, you can just see on the description. They actually will state what actually this character does. Basically in Changli, they give note that she is main damage dealer. Already say that she is DPS, so no only support. Resonance skill damage, meaning she will deal focus on resonance skill, and also have fusion damage application, meaning she will give buff in fusion, and also resonance liberation damage application, which is will give buff in resonance liberation also. So this is pretty much, we can say, like hybrid roles where she can become main DPS and also buffer in the same time. So if you have still question is like, is Changli is DPS or buffer or support? The answer is yes, because she do both. And let's move to the one of the main course, which is the kit of Changli itself and how it works. So in here, first I will just show you all the basic, heavy attack, normal attack, jump attack, all the basic stuff in here. And let's move to the resonance skill. Her resonance skill, she has two different types. That in here is just depend on you which combination that you want to go. So first you can just tap skill in here, and then after the skill, when it's already dive jump down, you can press basic attack. The second variation, you can just tap skill as usual, and then that just press jump and do basic attack, and that's the second variation. And now let's move for the further circuit of her. So basically her further circuit require 4 stack in here, as you can see in the middle, and to trigger just simply pressing heavy attack or just hold basic attack. An additional note in here is that while performing this heavy attack, she will receive 40% less damage. And also the real deal in here, if you ask how you will get these 4 stack, then there's 4 different ways. The first, if you pay attention in here, if you keep doing basic attack for the 4th attack or the last hit, you will gain the stack. Another way is by resonance skill. So both of these resonance skill, by doing the basic attack afterward, or resonance skill, jump and basic attack, both of these can get each of them is 1 stack. Another way for you to get the stack is that trigger intro skill, and then after that just do basic attack. This is just work similar like skill, and after you will get the stack. And the last thing to get stack, which is do the resonance liberation or ultimate. In here you will get 4 stack immediately. So the others like only 1, this one like 4 immediately. So yeah, after you already get all the stack, just press heavy attack, and then yeah, it will launch the explosion. And I just want to give you a reminder that her for the secret, although you perform heavy attack, it will consider resonance skill damage. So yeah, our focus in here will be resonance skill, no heavy attack. And the last thing that I will talk already before, which is her ultimate or resonance liberation. So her ultimate or resonance liberation is just pretty simple. It's just like big explosion, and after this, if you decide to go directly with the heavy attack, you will get buff, which is attack increase by 25%. Regarding her intro and outro skill, the intro skill I already mentioned before, which is she just attack but give you stack after you press basic attack. And after that there's outro skill. Her outro skill is basically give buff. So the buff, there's 2 similar like Yinlin, which is will give you fusion damage increase by 20% and resonance liberation by 25% for 10 seconds after the character that you switch. For her passive skill, everything pretty much easy to digest. Like whenever you get the stack, each of the stack will give you fusion damage that increase by 5%. So total you can get 20%. And second passive, whenever you do your heavy attack of Flaming Sacrifice, which is the 4-day circuit or the resonance liberation or the ultimate itself, Changli will get fusion damage increase by 20% and ignore 15% of target defense. Pretty straightforward. So yeah, that's everything about Changli's kit. Changli's kit is pretty much straightforward, but there's a lot of different variation that you can do. So I find it's pretty interesting. So if you ask how you will play Changli in general, it's not really that hard. Pretty much quite similar like dungeon. So for the few example, which is you can do ultimate and you get full stack, right? Just do heavy attack. After that you do skill, do normal attack, you get another 1 stack. You do normal attack 4 times, you get second stack. You do skill and then normal attack, you get third stack, and you do normal attack 4 times, and then after you can heavy. And after that you can do whatever you want to switch, still stay on field. Yeah, that's one of the few example. Maybe another variation, you can trigger intro skill, doing normal attack, so you get 1 stack. You do skill and do normal attack, you get second stack. You do normal attack 4 times to get the third stack, and you do the skill and the normal attack, you get the 4th stack. Do heavy attack. After that, do ultimate, and you do heavy attack, and then after that, switch, or you can stay on field also. Yeah, there's a couple of different variation. And to be honest, there's a lot of different variation that you can do. I think like, because Changli is very combo based, in here you have a lot of freedom of expression, and I think this is why her kit in here pretty much interesting. There's no answer which one is the best rotation, something like that. It's really up to your freedom of expression. But if I want to give you tips, the only things that to avoid is that try to not use ultimate whenever you already have stack, especially if you already have 3 stack in here that I use ultimate. You can take a look. Yeah, that's kind of such a waste, because her ultimate will give 4 stack immediately, so it's kind of waste. You only kind of get 1 stack. So yeah, that's everything about Changli kit, and now let's talk about her build. So yeah, that's everything about Changli kit, and now let's talk about her build. And for the weapon, let's start first with the 5-star weapon. The best one, of course, her signature, Blazing Brilliance, because it gives you critical damage. That's also good. And also the effect pretty much gives you attack and also will buff further your resonance skill. It's pretty much matched with her kit itself. Other things that if you use maybe the box and choose the selector and choose the sword, the Emerald of Genesis, this can be another second alternative because it will give you crit rate, still pretty good, and also will improve your energy regen. It's still useful for Changli because we need that also for ultimate. When you use resonance skill, it will increase attack, which is pretty much still good for Changli. For the 4-star, a bunch of them that you can use, basically from Command of Conviction, Lunar Carder, or even Lumin Claws. 3 of them this can work. And if you don't have those 3 choices, then the last one that you go, which is the free-to-play weapon that you can craft, which is worth 18. That will be the last choice. And let's move to the echo section in here, and let's start with the echo sets. The echo sets of Changli very depends on which one that you want for your Changli role is. If you want your Changli focus as a main DPS, then of course the best one is 5-piece of this fusion set, which is Molten Rift, because it just match her kit. 2-piece give you fusion damage increase, but 5-piece also after you use resonance skill, you will get even more fusion damage. Just pretty much match with Changli. Other than that, if you want her to become more like swap DPS or giving like more like as a support buffer, then just go with the Moonlit, because 2-piece will give you energy regen, but 5 pieces that we want, like we can get more attack right after. Then we switch to the next resonator, which is pretty much good. And the last option, which is Lingering Tunes, this is not the best one because Changli cannot utilize the 5-piece, the ultra skill damage increased by 60%. But other things like Changli still can get benefit. Let's say like when you're on field, your attack can increase by 5% every 1.5 seconds. Yeah, that's still okay, but not the best choice. If you still cannot do with the 5-piece, you can just go with 2-piece. 2-piece is still pretty much decent. You can just go with any combination of like 2-piece of Molten Rift with the 2-piece of the Moonclad Clouds, or even like 2-piece of Lingering Tunes. All of them still can works. And for the Echo active set is pretty much very simple because Molten Rift you only have one, so Inferno Rider. Of course, if you want to go with Moonlit, then usually people just go with Heron because Heron usually better one. But usually for the Geokelon still fine, but usually people will give to the healer, so I still prefer Heron. Other than that, of course, if you go with the Lingering Tunes, then you can just go with the Mech Abomination. For the Echo Man sets, it's just very depend which format that you go. If you go with the format 4-3-3-1-1, then of course the 4 cost will be even, depends. If you need crit rate, then go for crit rate. If you don't need more crit damage, then go for crit damage. But just make sure your crit rate is above 50%. And for the 3 cost, it just also depends. You can go with double fusion, like fusion damage in here and another fusion damage in here. However, if you feel like she still lack of energy regen, then you can take for energy regen because her ultimate is still pretty much important. And for the 1 cost, as always, is attack. And for the course like 4-4-1-1-1, then just always double crit, like you want like 1 crit rate, 1 crit damage, and the other is just attack. For Changli substat, basically prioritize as usual. For main DPS, crit rate, crit damage is a priority. After that, resonance skill damage bonus, and after energy regen and attack percentage can be another good priority too. As for team comp for Changli, everything right now is quite simple because we kind of want Changli team comp revolving around fusion. So I think that one the best, which is the one you can involve with, like let's say Chisha is a main DPS in here. And then if you don't have Chisha, then you can put Anchor, but I don't have Anchor, but that also very good. Now that just pretend Dungeon is Changli, so in here second is Changli. But Changli in here is not just like become like support. You can just make as a like second up DPS that also can work, and they will synergize between it. Other than that's actually good. And then for the sustain, of course, you can go with Farina, the best one usually in general. And other things that's viable, of course, is Baiji and Tao Qin. And other thing that if you don't want to play Infusion, then you can always put like, let's say like Changli with Havoc Rover. and that also still can work. But if you don't want to use with Herbal Rover, you can just also put with Yanlin. This is technically not the best, but it still can work just because they can buff between each other. Another stuff, if you want your Changli more into main DPS centric, then you can just go with Changli and Sanhua and also Farina. So in here, mostly Changli is the main attraction. Sanhua is still pretty much good, can give you basic attack buff. Other than that, also like Yang can be another tool to give you more like energy, so you can ult faster. That also can work. And as for Changli regarding should pull for signature weapon or getting more copies or resonance chain, actually very depends. I think both of them have a good value. So my tips in here, if you already get the permanent 5-star weapon, it's up to you, and you choose the sword, the Emerald of Genesis, then I think go for the S1, still pretty much relatively a little bit better. Not just because increase damage in here when you use skill and heavy attack, but this one, resistant interruption. Because when I play Changli, at least in trial, I feel she getting interrupted quite a lot. So with this, I think this is quite a good for your maximizing your combo and makes more comfy. However, if you still don't pick the 5-star weapon, you choose another weapon and not that sword. And I think the weapon still pretty much quite good, because right now for the weapon, getting crit like substats quite rare, especially 4-star, none of them have. So getting like these 5-star that have crit damage can be a huge for you, so you will not really suffer in echo building. And regarding her S2, this is pretty much still great, but this is only like crit rate. It's just like super simple. I don't think it's literally that amazing. If I want to rank, like I think for the weapon and the S1 is equal, but the weapon in S1 is better than the S2. This is nice, but nothing really crazy. So my priority is that just focus first, get S1 and signature weapon, and after that the last priority will be S2. So yeah, that's everything about Changli. I think overall Changli pretty much interesting. She has different fight with Jinxie. Jinxie is just one big nuke damage. She is like progressive, like we do everything revolving around combo, which I kinda like it, and it's kind of fast paced too. A lot of expression of freedom that you can do in here with couple different combo. If you really like freestyling, I think Changli is one of the things that you will like it. So yeah, I hope this is helpful, and if you like this, video, feel free to hit the button and like, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.